Hi guys, and welcome back to the House of DMaaj. I'm Ariel DMaaj.
And Zane here, and today is our very special edition 4th of July podcast, our very first one. So excited, super excited about this. We've been wanting to do this.
We've been wanting to do this forever, you guys.
Gosh, forever, yeah.
So if you guys like it, please let us know and in the comments below, and we'll make sure to make more of these.
So we hope you guys are doing well and taking care of your health. There is, gosh, so much going on in the world right now, all this craziness.
2020 is definitely going to be one of those years that we're all going to be thinking about and remembering where we were in our lives during this time.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember a more intense year in my lifetime, for sure, than 2020.
No, definitely not. I mean, this is definitely something for the history books.
Yes. And it's kind of funny how we're, celebrating 4th of July, the 4th of July holiday. And in America, 4th of July holiday is a really big deal. You spend it with your friends and family and do a lot of big parties. And even though it's a little sad that we're not able to be there with our loved ones and our friends to celebrate with them, this is going to be one of those things that will hopefully make us all stronger and come together more in the future.
Yes, absolutely. So today we wanted to address some of you guys' questions that you have been asking us. So that is going to be the theme of our very first podcast.
Yeah, just a few questions and comments that you guys have left. Obviously, we've received so many comments and we can't acknowledge all of them. And the people that have been following us for a while know how we're not as social media savvy as YouTube personalities should be, but we're really trying, you guys. We really believe in connecting in the moment, and it makes it very difficult to constantly be on our phones and responding. And honestly, we read and reread every single one of those comments so many times.
Yes, we do.
So we figured this is probably going to be the best way for us to interact with you guys, because we're here because of you.
Your comments mean the world to us. I can't tell you how many comments that I have received on my walkaway video alone of just so much encouragement and support from so many people, and it really just means
the world.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Your comments, your private messages, the emails,
just so much love,
the shares and the likes, and across all platforms. It brings tears to our eyes. Really.
Yeah.
It really does.
Absolutely. But before we get into your guys' comments, we wanted to talk about censorship. As everybody knows, there is a lot of censorship that is going on in the world, and YouTube is definitely censoring a lot of things. So any word that YouTube censors, we will be beeping out, if you will, and be putting in as, I guess, like a subtitle text, such as...
We've noticed that we've been flagged multiple times when we posted a video that had certain words, and it's just really interesting because one of the words is any form thereof of it, and it immediately flags you down. If you're lucky, you get demonetized, but if you're not lucky, they literally just take down the entire video. So instead of having to deal with it and having to upload and re-upload, and we'll just quiet down some of the words and then just have them as a subtitle in the screen.
We want to get the message out there, but these are the new rules, I guess, if you will, that you have to play by to be able to get the message out there. So it is what it is.
We have to play by the rules, yeah.
So the very first comment that we want to address today is by June Jara.
June Jara.
She wrote, "Why don't you post more?"
Yes. Okay. So the posting thing, we are very lucky and blessed to actually have people who want to interact with us. Unfortunately for us, we're also extremely private people that we just feel like it's our civic duty, to kind of stand up for, what America's values are. And we feel like we have to do something in a climate today where we just feel like our structures are literally falling apart all around us. And, we believe that what makes our society great, or the fabric of our society, is literally being torn apart. So we feel like we have to do something. Unfortunately,
we don't want to sit back in our 60s or 70s and be like, why didn't we do something?
Yes, where were we? How did we let this happen? But unfortunately, doing drag takes a long time, and part of the reason why we like drag is because it allows us to express our opinions and still be completely private, incognito, if you will, where we don't have to worry for our safety in public. We don't have to be worried about being attacked at restaurants, public transportation, just walking down the street. And we live in a very blue state, so that makes it a very real and scary possibility for us. So that's part of the reason why we chose to talk about politics in drag. But unfortunately, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
And it's something that we really enjoy to do, and it's extremely artistic for us.
Yeah.
But because
we just really, really enjoy the creativity from it. It's really, really fun.
It's really fun, and because we enjoy the creativity of it so much, it sometimes takes us longer than we can, and since we do hold full-time jobs as well, it just makes it very, very difficult.
We also have 2 little babies.
And we have 2 little fur babies as well that demand a lot of our attention.
But we love them.
Yes, one is pushing 17, and we just adopted a second one, and she's 13 going on 14. So
more like 13 going on 3.
Yeah.
She is full of energy.
Touché. So that's why we don't post more. But from now on, if you guys do like these podcasts, we'll be able to post these much more often, as we can stay incognito and still talk to you guys.
Yeah. You guys let us know. I mean, this channel isn't here for us. This channel is for you guys. So you guys let us know what you are interested in, what you want to know about, what you want us to talk about.
And us, because it's really good therapy.
It is, the creative aspect, absolutely. All right, next question. Ariel?
I guess this is kind of an interesting one. It's from the VSO. And the question is, when are people going to realize that politics are meaningless?
Wow.
And I think that's a really good one. And it's really interesting. VSO, if you're listening, I would love to know, and if you can comment below and let us know, I would love to know why you believe that politics are meaningless. Because I actually think politics is really amazing, because if you think about it, when it comes to politics, it doesn't matter what side you're on, you will be proven right. In the sense that if you think that politics are meaningless, when it comes to actually getting agenda done, when it comes to actually getting agenda through, the big bureaucratic government, things take so slow and they take forever to actually change. So if you're a person thinking, I don't see any change, it's because it's so slow that you don't notice it. On the other hand, if you're into politics and you follow everything that is happening, you realize just how quickly everything is moving, because you're following every single step of that bureaucracy that you're supposed to go through. Mm-hmm. And it makes politics really fascinating, because it really teaches you what makes people tick. So personally, I don't think that politics is meaningless, but I would love to know why other people do. Because, I think, those of you that support Trump know very, very well, what the last 8 years under Obama's administration did to our country, and how quickly it turned people in this country to sinister, extreme. And I think a lot of us really realized how hurtful Obamacare was to our way of life through increased costs and a lower level of care. And that's just one example of how meaningful politics is.
Yeah. Well, I think, I don't know, you can let us know, but I think a lot of people think that politics are meaningless. I mean, I've had friends that have said that, politics are meaningless because it's just one side or another side. Like, it's teams, like a basketball game. You have one team or the other team. And so, you're divided between these 2 teams, and that really don't get you anywhere. I think that's maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what a lot of people are saying and thinking, that politics are meaningless because it doesn't really move society forward. I
mean, that's a really interesting perspective, and I don't know. I mean, I would say that a big part of the reason why we're so divided today and why we're, experiencing these extremes in society in terms of relations and, the disparity economically and educationally among everyone, I would say that has a lot to do with specifically politics. And a lot of it is, politics. And, you look at a good example, I guess, would be the communities. You look at communities and look at the injustice that they've experienced historically through our political system, which in turn really made them live in these segregated areas that, in some cases would be considered ghettos. and they were disenfranchised in terms of their education and so many other ways, right? In terms of employment, in terms of possibility to move forward. And then you also look at the answers that two parties in our government are providing, right? You have one party that says, hey, look at these, historically communities and look at how disenfranchised they are. Let's take away the red tape that prevents them from moving forward, and let's make things easier on them, right? We know that people that have businesses are able to create more job growth, right? And if you are able to create a lot of small and local businesses, you're really able to affect the communities at the small and local level. And that's one way that the American political system is incredible compared to, let's say, Europe, where, America's economy is, I believe, something like 76%. I might be a little off on the number, but just about there. About 76% comes from the small business owners, from small businesses. They're the ones that create the jobs. They're the ones that generate the money. And it's not actually the big corporations, as a lot of people tend to think, and based on what the left has taught us. And I think that is part of the reason why the American economy is so resilient during tough times, and why European countries are still struggling to get over the economic collapse of 2007, 2008. So,
wow, that's a lot to unpack right there.
Yes.
It's a great answer though. Let's move on to another question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do we have next?
Okay, because I could go on that subject forever, but I think that's a good...
If you guys are interested, we will talk about it more.
We will talk about it more in a different podcast.
Another podcast.
Yeah, there we go. That works.
Okay, so our next question is... Ariel, do we have our next question?
I guess this one is not so much of a question. This is more of a comment on your walk away video. And you guys, if you have not seen Zane's walk away video, it is so good. It's really good, and I think it's really touching. It touches on a lot of good points, and the response that you've received on that video has been so overwhelming. I mean, it's just incredible.
So much support, so much love. I can't tell you, you guys.
When you put yourself out there, and when you experience, a disconnection from the people that are close to you because of your political beliefs, you feel so isolated and so lonely. And then when you have this community of
support,
patriots, of supporters, it uplifts you, and it lifts you up and makes you realize that you're not alone and that there's still hope. And so, for that, this is 100% you. And
thank you.
Yeah, and I've watched Zane's emotions just go from, being so low, seeing how quick people were to cut her out of her life, to now, being uplifted and realizing that there's so much love out there. So with that, I thought this comment was absolutely brilliant and wonderful, and it's from Melissa Morgan, who commented on Zane's Walk Away video, and she said, "Don't give up. Keep speaking your truth. Constitutional rights are very much at risk this election. I worry for the future of America. These extreme leftists need to be ousted from our government. Most people don't realize that it was the Democrats that voted against freeing the They have been fed the lies that the Democratic and Republican parties switched, so it wasn't really them. This is a lie. Just do the research. Trump may be frank, but his heart is truly for the American people. 20, #walk away. May you continue to reach others, but that eyes can be opened."
Melissa, I just have to say thank you so much for this comment. I will keep speaking my truth. Constitutional rights are everything. I'm really realizing that more and more. That is the foundation of America, and I completely understand why it is the foundation of America.
So much so.
Yes, especially now more than ever. Just looking around at everything that's happening, it's just vital that we hold on to our constitutional rights. Absolutely agree with you on that. And I have to say, Trump is very frank, and I do also believe that his heart is truly for American people. I think that's why he is doing what he's doing. He was making billions before. He had all of his businesses. Set that aside. He's not making any money as president. He's donating all of his salary, to charities, which I think is absolutely amazing. He's doing this because he cares. Yeah,
and for the people who say, Trump is doing this to get rich, Trump is, scamming the American people, because, whatever. I just want to say very simply, from my recollection and understanding of history, there's only been 3 people who ran for president who had more to lose than they did to gain. The first one was Ronald Reagan. He was an actor and already had his own reputation and was quite, successful doing what he did. And when he ran, he was portrayed in the American media like a baffling baboon, and it really had the risk of really hurting his image and his legacy. Luckily, he prevailed. The second person who I thought was had more to lose than to gain was Mitt Romney. Here's a multi-millionaire. Here's a person that, again, was a successful governor of a very liberal state. Someone that had high approval ratings, someone that was liked all across the US, and the amount of money that he spent on running, he ended up losing much of his fortune just to run for president. So he actually had more to lose than to gain. And in his case, some might argue that he actually lost more than he gained from running for presidency. And of course, the third one is Trump. Here's a person with a very long record of legacy and successes and some failures, and I think the failures actually is what makes me admire him even more, because he's just an example of overcoming the shortcomings that we experience. Because everyone experiences failures in their lives, and here's a person who had #1 reality show, a huge reputation as this great billionaire in New York City, beloved by both liberals and a person who up until recently was considered a fighter for human and racial rights, by choosing to be a Republican and speaking his mind, it really hurt him, and it hurt his legacy in some ways, and it hurt him politically, and the carnage that him and his family are going through,
it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. I just can't imagine that kind of experience, and so I think when you have someone that has so much to lose and they're fighting so hard for the country, I really believe that he is a true patriot and truly loves this country and has been watching it from the sidelines for many, many years, not just under the Obama administration, and just seeing how terrible it's getting. And finally, when he realized that he had a chance of winning, and also he realized the absolute disastrous 8 years of Obama that have changed the culture and the fabric of our society, in a very profound way, he decided that he needed to step up and do something. And I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really grateful, and I'm grateful for you guys for supporting him, and I'm grateful for the people who are listening and may not support him. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful for you listening, and hopefully you'll stick around and again, let us know what you guys think.
And if you disagree with us, the whole point of us building this House of DMaaj channel is for dialogue, open dialogue. Both sides, any side, no side.
Any sides, absolutely. And, we have received, obviously, a lot of backlash and a lot of negative comments, and, we'll address those as well. We just didn't want to address those in our very first podcast. But if you guys think that this is something that is worthwhile for us to do, we'll do them in the future, and we'll address the negative comments and the backlash that we've received. There was just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful comment from Miss Druplet. Miss Druplet?
Hopefully you were like...
Miss Droplet. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time speaking today.
Mercury retrograde.
There we go. Mercury retrograde. Plus, I'm talking a lot. But Miss Droplet left just an amazing video. Also on... your walk away video, on Zane's walk away video. And basically...
She left a comment, not a video.
Yeah, she left a comment, excuse me. And basically what she's saying is, what she was asking for is for us to explain what Trump specifically did for illegal immigrants. And this is a subject that I hold, what Trump did for...
minorities.
For minorities in the U.S. Not for illegal immigrants. What he did for minorities. And this is a subject that's really true and close to our hearts. I'm an immigrant, obviously. I'm sure you guys can hear from my accent. And Zane has lived in many different countries around the world. Mm-hmm. We met abroad. Zane has been an immigrant to when we met in a different country, in Israel. Mm-hmm. And now, we're immigrants here. So basically, this is something that's really important. There's so many examples of what he did, and we just thought that would be something that could be addressed at a separate podcast, because there's just so much that we could talk about and just to unpack there. So if you guys are interested, we'll definitely love to talk about it.
And if there's anything else you guys want us to talk about,
let us know. Let us know, and we will.
The best way to connect with us is through the comments on YouTube. As you guys know, we are not very active on social media.
We're not. Yeah.
So this is the best platform to connect with us.
YouTube is the best platform to connect with us, and we might not respond in the comments, but you'll never know. We might actually answer your question on video or in a podcast, and hopefully maybe these will allow us to interact with you guys more often.
Okay, well, this was very exciting. This was our very first podcast, our 4th of July one. We hope you guys all have an amazing 4th of July weekend. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay healthy.
Take care of yourselves and each other. And
spread
peace
love.
And love.
Yeah,
peace and love. We love you guys so much.
Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.